This is my face as the credits rolled at the Dolby Cinema at the Burbank 16, the number one AMC in the entire country. I'm just throwing that in there just to kind of give some positivity to this because it's going to get bad in a second. Everything about this film screams, it is August. What is August, everybody? Help me out. It is a dump month, meaning the studios start putting out the trash that they've been holding on to for the entire year. You get 2 dump months, January and August. Those are true Drek Central of the cinematic calendar. The MEG, the first one, did very well worldwide. I mean, it was a big hit, especially in China. That's why we have this film. I do want to say, before I get into my thoughts on the MEG 2, I'm going to admit something to you that I hope doesn't devalue my skill in your eyes as a film evaluator. I hope that this doesn't remove all of my credibility with what I'm about to be forthcoming about. I never saw the MEG. I know. Come in with the comments. How do you consider yourself to be an elite film evaluator without having seen the MEG? It's a very fair question, to be honest with you. I have no answer for that, except that I trust that you'll be gentle with me as I tell you that the MEG 2, The Trench, was my introduction to the Megalodon shark universe. So let's go through the evaluation. I'm just going to leave my face up there. It's the perfect visual for what I'm about ready to tell you about this film. Number one, I thought I was watching a SYFY channel movie. I was under the assumption, having watched, again, not seen the first, that the MEG 2 is part of the Sharknado universe. Because right off the bat, when the movie starts, the effects of dinosaurs being eaten by giant sharks looks like something I would get on basic cable. It's crap CGI. How cheaply can we make this movie? That's the first thing that you realize sitting through the MEG 2. Number two, the first half of the MEG 2, The Trench, gets us stuck in the trench, which reminded me of a superior movie overall. Not a great film, but certainly infinitely more interesting than MEG 2, The Trench. Do you guys know where I'm going with this? If any of you suffered through this film, you know where I'm headed. It is Underwater with Kristen Stewart. None of you saw it a couple years ago. Before COVID, there was a movie where she was under the ocean in some kind of sea lab, and there was a gigantic kaiju, aren't they all gigantic, that came after her at the end. But it's much better than the MEG 2. But whoever wrote this, who's the director here? Wheatley, I don't even care. Doesn't matter. Whoever wrote this just said, let's make the first half of the movie like Underwater because it has some cool things. The problem is it's so boring the first half. What am I watching? And why are there so many characters? And just show me a gigantic shark terrorizing people. We finally get to that in the final act, which takes forever as we get to, you guys ready for the name of this? We get to Fun Island. I got news for you. This is the MEG 2. That is Agony Island. For having sat through this film, look at the face on your screen. That's legit emotion from me after 2 hours of this unfun, even as a B movie, shit show of a film. We talk about wasting time out of your life. As much as I love theatrical, we don't want to see this succeed because this got a 20% from the MMT score. That is terrible. Guys, this is a low F. I think it's actually too high. It probably should be 15 or lower. I'm feeling generous. Haven't done a show since Sunday. That's why the number is slightly higher on this film. One last look at the face, and that's all you need to know about MEG 2, The Trench.